Greetings. It is December the 10th, 2021, and that date puts us exactly 2 weeks from tonight is Christmas Eve. And Batavia is bustling with activity these days around the Christmas spirit. We have a lot of people that seemingly want to jump in and be part of many positive things that we do in this town in Christmas time. And certainly if you come downtown and walk around the Riverwalk or the downtown streets or take a look off the Wilson Street Bridge, either north or south, you get beautiful views of things that bring Christmas to the mind. And so we are very, very pleased and happy that Batavia has gained such an identity as one who truly participates in the Christmas spirit. So I'm very proud of the town, and I want to thank all those who have donated and given their time and energy to help set up a variety of displays. And we've had very little problem with it. I understand we did have some minor vandalism to the city's Christmas tree here on the Riverwalk. Somebody was able to pull a plug and turn off the top lights on the tree, so our city electricians had to come in this week and repair that, so the tree is back and shining bright. In regards to the holiday season, I am told that on Sunday night, December 12th at 5 p.m., the Batavia Ministerial Association is going to have a brief program and service at the Peg Bond Center, and it's going to be entitled Song and Lights, a community Christmas gathering, and it's going to be run by several of the ministers from Batavia churches who are members of the Batavia Ministerial Association. And the public is certainly invited to come down and participate in what I think is going to be a rather short service, but a very meaningful one. And what the Ministerial Association tells me they want to do is promote ecumenicalism of all the churches and all the religious beliefs in Batavia coming together and sharing in their faith and showing the world that we are a community who respects and understands and are very blessed because we do have this great ecumenical movement that's been in our town for many years, and there's a movement by the Ministerial Association at the moment to really put this thing together and bring it back in full front as it was many, many years ago. So that's one of the events that's happening. Also on Sunday, we are going to have the first day of distribution of the Batavia Access Toy Drive, which is the big one we have in Batavia that specifically is directed to Batavia families. And I stress that word Batavia families because the one downside that we have with the toy distribution program in Batavia is that we have a whole bunch of folks that hear about it and want to be a participant in it or a receiver of the gifts, but unfortunately they are not Batavia residents. In some instances they live many miles away from Batavia, and they come in and try to promote the idea that somehow they're entitled to be part of the program. If we were to let that occur, we would have a huge number of folks of which we would not have the ability to provide toys to. So we refer those folks to the other ones that are out there by the military services and other groups that are doing toy drives, and so we have to try to keep this Batavia one to Batavia families only because we just don't have the resources nor the manpower to do something that would be anything larger than what we now have. This coming week we do have identified through a number of sources that we have Batavia families that could be in need of some Christmas gifts for their children, and under the leadership of Roy and Jeannie Bailey and their families and other volunteers that are religiously with them there every year, we are going to do this again. I am overwhelmed with the blessing I see in Batavia of all the people who have stepped forward within the Batavia community with very kind hearts and bright minds who are donating large sums of money in some instances to help pay for new toys to be purchased for the distribution to the kids of Batavia from less fortunate families. And so we really have some really loving and phenomenally nice people in this community, and I'm very proud to call many of them my friends and acquaintances and people that I have great admiration and appreciation for, because they do go, want no credit, they do nothing but give of themselves, and I think their presence within our town makes Batavia a very, very special place to live. So the first distribution is going to be this coming Sunday morning, starting at 11. The Batavia Police Department will be on hand to help us kind of guide the thing through its with traffic, and anybody that wants to come in and start to cause any issues about it, we'll be there to handle that. And we've already identified many of the families that are entitled to this under Batavia's rules. And so I would encourage those who have gotten a letter from the community that they are named as eligible, please come out and get your stuff. So that's another nice story about Batavia that I am very, very proud to be able to share with you. The other thing that I'd like to share is that Neighbors Magazine, which has been a popular feature in Batavia for a number of years now, and as you know, it has been published every other month, and will be no longer with us as of the first of the year. We are going to have a new magazine that will come out kind of on the same time schedule, and that will be called The Batavian. And it's going to be published by Shaw Media, who is in the newspaper publishing world that impacts us. But Shaw has the ability to publish a secondary magazine that will be distributed to all those from Batavia, whether they're in the city, the school district, the library district, the park district, the township, anybody that's got a Batavia address, I believe will be getting a copy of the magazine sent to them in the mail. And so we are going to be having many of the same features that we've had in the old magazine. Each of our governments will have their own area in the magazine to share information or schedules or events or announcements. And we will be putting that out. I'm going to be continuing on with my mayor's column that I've been doing now for a number of years. And because of the kind of the reconfiguration of the magazine, it's giving me an opportunity to kind of reformat my column in the magazine. And one of the things I'm going to do, just to kind of hopefully liven up my part of it, is that we're going to feature some stories about things in our world that have direct connection with our town. And I'll leave the description at that. I will share with you the first story that we're going to tell, and I'm going to give my normal column, but then we're going to have kind of a sidebar in which we may have a picture of Batavia someplace else in this world that has its presence. And one of the places that I'm going to talk about this particular issue is the Sign Forest up in Alaska. And many years ago, about 2006, we had a Batavia resident, John Rusick, who had the desire to ride his motorcycle 2,605 miles from Batavia up to the Sign Forest and then nail a sign to the forest up there. And there's 77,000 signs in this forest now, in which it says Batavia, Illinois, 2,605 miles. And it's right there hanging in the Sign Forest. And interestingly, I've now had several Batavia residents visit that location as part of a vacation or a point of interest when they were in Alaska. And several have now taken pictures of the Batavia sign in the Alaska Sign Forest. And so we've gotten a copy of the picture, and we're going to be showing that. And I've got a whole list of other things all ready to go for future issues where we're going to talk about when Batavia's reach is beyond Batavia and goes out into the world around us. So look forward to that. I think many people will find that quite an interesting story when you start to hear of things that Batavia, in Batavia, Illinois, has had its impacts basically worldwide. And we're going to show you some places where the name Batavia is proudly displayed in kind of very, very unique and in many instances fun circumstances. So that's what's ahead. I look forward to 2022 to be a very lively and impactful year in Batavia, hopefully from a positive perspective. Hopefully we're on the downswing here as far as the pandemic, and we'll have that under control. We've been able to loosen things up a little bit this year, and Batavia, I think, is rising to the occasion, and will hopefully have a joyous and blessed Christmas season in the next couple of weeks. So with that, I'm going to close. I look forward to talking to you again next week, and please go out and enjoy our town and enjoy the many friendships and relationships and special friendships that you have with others, because this is the time of year when you should all be together and share each other's wishes and thoughts and blessings and know what a great world we live in and how special a place Batavia is in the face of the earth. So thank you, stay tuned, and have a great week.